guys! Today I've got a new journal page for you prepared. I'm working in the new art journal from the 5.0 series of ArtbyMarlene. And I would like to try to make something on the first page. I've used acrylic paint. I put a little drop of paint on my page, then take a baby wipe, fold it, and then spread the paint with the use of the baby wipe. And spread it all over the page. It makes it a little watery, but I like the outcome of the baby wipe technique. I've also used a blue acrylic paint, and then I fold the baby wipe in half again and reuse it for my other color of paint. Here we've speeded up the process because I guess you know what the meaning is. And then I've heated my page to make it dry a little faster. Then I take the stencil from the new ArtbyMarlene 5.0 series. And I've taken a clear molding paste and a spatula to apply the paste onto my page. You can't really see when it's dried, but that's okay. You'll see in just a while. Always spread a thin layer of molding paste. You don't want it to flow underneath your stencil. So always take just a little bit. You can always use more if needed. And then I've repeated this process on 3 spots of my page to keep it quite even. Then you see me heat it again, and the molding paste, you can't really see it now, but as I said, I'll do something about that later. I also heat set the back of my paper so it won't be so such a bubbly page. It makes it more flat page when you heat the back as well. Then I took my distress crayons. I've chosen the colors you also see in the back. And I've spread some of the crayon onto my molding paste. Now you see it coming forward. I have taken a water brush And you see my head in front of the in front of the page. But now you can also see what I'm doing. I'm spreading the distress crayon with my water brush all over the places where I've put the molding paste. And then you can see it pop up again. And I've used another color as well. I've taken 2 colors. Oh, and here you see me also spread out the crayon with a baby wipe, because I found that the water brush didn't spread my crayon that well, so that's why I've also used the baby wipe to make it a little more runny, watery, and I've helped it spread out. And then there's the other color I told you about. I've always also used the green and used the same process. I worked it onto the page with my water brush. And if needed, you can also do this with a baby wipe, because it's more watery liquid. And here I've used a baby wipe as well to spread it and to make it more into the background, so to say. Then I've heated it again. So I can go further in the process of making this page. Here you see the background stamp set of the new 5.0 series. I've just randomly taken a stamp and inked it up with archival ink in the same type of colors. And I didn't use acrylic block, just put it onto my page randomly. So the stamps are maybe not fully stamped, but that's okay. It's just for the background. I have to learn to put my head a little bit backward. I can see that now. And you see me repeat the process with other colors of ink. Then I also took the texture plate from a previous series of ArtbyMarlene. I have inked it up with black archival ink and just randomly stamped some of these letters onto my page. I like using it. Here you see me taking some of the white acrylic paint, and I'm using a lid of a bottle to also stamp on the page. So just stamping with junk stuff, so to say. I always like that, it gives your page a bit more interest. and heat it again. Then I've put my page into a cardboard box because I want to splatter some of this liquid paint. I take a stick, put it into the liquid ink, and then tap it off onto the page. You don't want to do this without the box. Your whole table will be covered in splatters. That's why. So I've used the green and also used other colors. You see me use the fuchsia and then of course some of the black. I always like the depth the black paint gives. And heat it again. You see, I love my heat tool. Then I took a sponge and the black ink again, and I've made the page borders black. When you make the sides all black, it gives a little more interest. Here you see me with the two girl stamps. I've previously colored them with my Copic markers. These are the ones I wanted to use for this page. I won't show you how I've colored them because it's taking too long. You see me use the white paint again. I spreaded it out with my finger to make the little girls pop more onto the page, just for some shading. And then when it's dry, I'll stick the girls onto my page. I've heated the white paint some. And also the back, as I said earlier. And then when it's dry, I take out my glue and glue the girls onto the page. And there's the head again. I have to try to remember that. You can't see if my head is in front. But as you know, it's my second video with a tutorial. So I'm learning and learning and learning. And always improving. One girl's glued to the page. And then the other girl as well. You see me draw a line under the feet of the girls with my Stabilo All pencil. I spread the black with a water brush. So the girls have something to stand on, so they don't just hang there on the page. So the girls are all set. Then I've got the new sticker book. It contains so many quotes, I didn't know which one to choose. Eventually I've chosen the one, being an adult is like folding a fitted sheet. No one really knows how. I sure don't how to fold a fitted sheet. And being an adult is difficult as well sometimes, so I liked the quote. I've put it onto the page. And then I made a black line, but you can't see. A black line along the text stickers to give it a little bit of shading. And I usually take a baby wipe, make my finger a little wet with the help of the baby wipe, and then spread the black out with my fingers. So that's what I did. But I made a little mistake. I was too enthusiastic with spreading out the black that I made a bit of a mess on my page. So you see me take the pink paint again and make it a little better, if you would say. To fix all the mistakes. And it didn't work the way I wanted to, so I've always also made a drop of black paint onto the spot where I made that mistake. And then heat it again. As you know, I love my heat tool. And here I've used a white gel pen to make some highlights on the page. The only thing I didn't think about was I had used the distress crayons, and it's not that handy to use a gel pen on top of the distress crayon. But okay. A lesson learned for the next time. And then the page is finished. Thank you for watching. And here you see the end result.